Hello people, Solstice Tarot here. Hope you're doing well. First, let me explain what is happening here. So, this was supposed to be short, my standard truth of the moment reading. And it is not going to be because when I prepared the cards and everything and got the message, I thought that again it's a continuation from previous yesterday message, and for some reason I did not, I don't know how to express it. I did not want to talk about it again. So I shuffled the cards again. And for the second message, there were different cards, but the message was like, again, the same, talking about the same topic. And then I did the third shuffle. These are the cards from that shuffle. And then I basically saw the same message again. So I got it that it's not a bad thing that this is a continuation from yesterday. I did not want to work like that because I had like a thinking that if you're watching this later, like in 6 months or a year or something like that, that it's not gonna, I don't know, like be valid. And then I would like have to say, okay, it's a continuation from the previous, check that one out. And I don't know, I had some opposition in doing that. And the main problem was that when I did this third spread, I saw the first message, and then the second, and then the third, and then it all came piling up, and I saw so many things. I was like, okay, this cannot be put in a short. And then I was thinking, because I either do shorts now or the pick-a cards reading. At the beginning, I did like general reading, long, like 15, 20, 30 minutes. I had like 3 of those. And I did not like them. So now I was like, I'm doing one, the short ones, or the long pick-a cards, and that's it. And this one made me do something in the middle. And basically, that's the whole point. So, let me explain why am I talking about the yesterday's message. So, the yesterday's message was about that famous balance. And I see that in the cards often, and I was like, come on, you cannot talk about that same thing like 2 times a week. I don't want to hear the word balance anymore. But again, that's the point. So yesterday we got the message that our human life consists of 2 opposite sides, 2 opposite things. And that we are the point where the opposite meets, and that we need to learn not to be on one side or the other, but to be in the middle and hold that balance. Why? People think when they are on the one side, let's say it like a good side, you consider yourself a good person. That does not mean that you will never in your life make a mistake, hurt anybody, or do anything that is considered bad. And as I see it in the world, the more the people tend to go to one side, to one extreme, they cannot, I wanted to say they cannot live a good life. It's not like that. It's point of everybody's personal perspective. But, for example, you have a person that has faith, okay? On one side, you have atheists, a person that does not believe in any kind of higher power. Let's say it like that. And on the other side, you have a religious person. You have a religious person that can be an extremist in their faith. And as we know, those people can do a bunch of bad, extremely bad, volatile things toward anyone. And when you are in the middle, when you can see both of the perspectives, when you can feel deep sorrow, deep pain, and extreme happiness, when you felt the one and the other in your life, that's how you know how it feels. That's how you can understand each feeling, each situation, each state. Because if you've never been extremely unhappy, how can you know what happiness is? If you never suffered, how will you know that you are making somebody else suffer? If you've never been, if you never felt powerless, how will you know when you feel that power? If you've never been neglected by yourself or other person, how will you know how the true care feels? So I hope you get what am I trying to tell. Sorry, coffee break. Also, right now, at this very moment, I'm having my tarot spread. I have my candle lit. I have all the tools. I can hear the birds outside. Later I will be posting this to my channel. And if you know just that side of me, you can assume that I am spiritually totally like clean person. Do you know the type of spiritual person that are like whole day, every day they do stuff like this? They meditate, I wanted to say take care of their health, like eat healthy, but that's not the point. I am talking right now about the extreme, like the vegan, the persons that are vegan, they're like all light, all positive. They do not incorporate in their life anything that's from the earthly spectrum of living. So right now, as I'm doing this, I am drinking my coffee and smoking my cigarettes. Why? There is a bunch of people that would say that then I'm not qualified enough. Like, how can you smoke and be a spiritual person? How can you channel and stuff like that? That's the one side, the spiritually extremist, clean light side. Then you have the other side of people. They think all of this is some BS, some make pretend. There is nothing to channel. I'm making this up. I don't hear voices, see pictures and stuff like that. And it's like they're on the, let's say it, the dark side. They don't think that spiritual realm exists. So there is a bunch of people that could find a fault in me existing like this right now, as I told you. But those are the extremes. It's like I never understood. You have in every country, you have two major football clubs. And since I was a little, everybody would ask, do you cheer for this club or this club? And I never get it. Why do I have to choose like that? Why do I have to cut one thing? Why cannot I have both? If both of the teams are from my country, why cannot I cheer for them both? It's like, why do we need to choose? And then at some point, I was thinking, when you are forced to make a choice, you have two people. They are both forced to make a choice, or they think they are forced. One is gonna pick one thing, the other person is gonna pick the other thing. And then their opinions are gonna clash. And where I grew up, by the way, I don't know if I ever said it, I'm Slavic, from the Balkans. And all I ever saw was not one person explaining their view to the other one, and vice versa, but one person forcefully putting their opinions on the other person. It's like only one can be right, only one can be correct, only one can be the truth. But no. That's not how it works. We already can see that there, if you have two persons that cheer for the different club, one will say, my club is better. The other one will say, my club is better. They will pull out statistics or stuff like that to compare. But not everything, even if it's the same thing in the foundation, it's not comparable like that. So we would need to say that both of those persons are right. Those two truths can exist at the same time and also not exist because they are truthful and not truthful at the same time for both of them. I hope you're getting what I mean to say today. Again, the extremes. I'm trying to not be all, what's the word for it? Plain, and to not use a bunch of, just to use the spiritual examples. With this, I always prefer to something that seems complicated, to explain it in simple words so everybody can understand it. So now, let me get to the actual cards. Okay. What I started to see when I got this spread. First of all, we have 6 of Cups and 9 of Cups. 6 in Tarot is cooperation. And 9 is individuality. Is one person, like a self-made person, a person who fills just her own cup, their own cup. So it's like cooperation versus individuality. And then here we have the Ace of Cups and Knight of Wands. Again, the duality and the extremes. This is a new beginning, and this is the maturity of that energy. And we have the Cups, the Water, and the Wands, the Fire. Again, it's two opposing energies sitting right beside each other. And people, that's the whole point. Today, when I'm recording this, and hopefully I will upload it, it's the 21st of June. It's the summer solstice. And get this now. Today is the day of the longest day and the shortest night. But it's not from today, from yesterday. Oh my God, not yesterday, tomorrow. Tomorrow, in opposing to today being the longest day of the year, the days are gonna start shortening. Someone would think, okay, if today is the longest day of the year and it's the starting of summer, the days should not get shorter, but longer. But it's not how it works. Because of the opposing energies, because of the balance that needs to be kept in the universe, on earth, in all of us. And today the summer is starting at the northern hemisphere, but in the south the winter is starting. So again, the opposition. And what's my point here? Let me take a sip of the coffee. My breath is short right now. You see, I was talking and talking and talking and talking and did not give myself a pause. And then I ran out of breath. So, while I was contemplating the cards when I got this spread, it came to my mind the expression, you cannot get your cake and eat it too. And then I was like, okay, that expression means that you cannot have both of the things at the same time. If you get the cake and you eat the cake, you will not have the cake anymore. And I went to the internet and read about how different people, different religion, and not religious people get that expression. And what I got from both the religious and not religious point of view is that you cannot have both of them because they are opposing energies. But people, that's a lie. And because we live by that lie, we make our lives miserable. Let me give you an example and an explanation. What I usually see, when you get like those years, you get married, you have a family. And usually how it goes is that women, how do you see it? Invest all of their energies just in the family and not in themselves. They put aside their personal wishes, their careers. Okay, here I am. So I will not edit this out because it's a perfect example of what I was trying to explain. Me doing tarot readings, it's my personal thing, okay? And my daughter did not know I was in the middle of this. I did not inform her. And she busted through the door and was like, "Hey, Mom." And that's completely normal and completely okay. It's another side of me. It's me being a mother. And I can have my own thing and be a mom at the same time. You just need to figure out how to balance those opposing energies in your life. So, previously I was talking about when people get married and the woman like goes just into the family and put away the rest of her. And what men usually do are make a family and go into business and basically put that family aside that they made. There is no balance in that. You do not need to totally sacrifice, and you should not sacrifice one thing to have the other. What I'm basically saying is you can have your cake and eat it too. Why? You get the cake, you eat it, and okay, you do not have the cake anymore, but you have the feeling of satisfaction because you ate the cake. And then with that feeling of satisfaction, you're gonna take that feeling and you're gonna do the next thing. You will need to wash the dishes. But you will do that with a sense of fulfillment that the cake gave you. So even though you're doing a chore, and most of us do not like chores, if you do it in the right state of mind, it can be a perfectly lovely thing, even something simple as that. You have, it came to my mind right now, so you have a group of people that say that the ordinary life, ordinary day is what makes one's life. And then you have the opposing side, which is like, no, ordinary is dull and stupid. You need to get the best education, house, job, position. You have to be peak. But what if the ordinary all the time is too little and the peak all the time is too much? So if you have this and this balanced, that's the real deal. Depend of what things are we talking about. some things you can balance in a day. Some things you can balance in a week, some in a month, some in a year. But you can have a master's degree and work a simple job and not to be in any position. You can be a parent and make a profession. You can have a spouse, a partner, and keep your individuality. Do you know how I thought of happy crying? Just think about that. The moments when you are so happy for something that you cry. And when that happens to me, somebody sees me crying, they always assume, oh, you're crying, you're sad. Okay? Sometimes I cry when I'm sad, and I laugh when I'm happy. But a bunch of times I am in the state of crying from happiness. It's opposition, right? But it is happening at the same moment. It's like we are spirits having a human experience, but we're not just playing humans. We are humans. So, if you're just like high vibrations, love and light, in the higher frequencies, you experience just the part. If you are down here, it's like, oh, I'm a human. I get bored, I live, I die, and that's it. You have, again, just that one experience. And it does not have to be that way. It's not that it doesn't have to, but the ultimate human experience is being both, holding both of those extremes. I can be spiritual, I can be kind, but if someone bullies me, I do not have to stay that way. Boundaries are needed. So, I can maybe give another chance, see another perspective, of course. But just because I'm nice, it does not mean I will not tell you to F off if you are being rude or volatile in any way. The people who are just nice get stepped upon. The people who are, oh, I'm the king of the world, they step upon other people. But when you know when to pick the energy that you're going to embody. Again, there's the balance. Balance according to yourself and according to the situations outside of yourself. So, getting back to the cards again. The Six of Cups and Nine of Cups. It's like you as a child and you as an adult. You cannot be a child again, but that does not mean that you do not have that child in yourself anymore. That's called the inner child. So, if your inner child wanted to have something, if you wanted to have something when you were a child and you could not for some reason, when you are an adult, it's not too late. You did not miss that opportunity. Maybe you cannot have the same thing in the same form, but you wanted a bike that you could never get and that you could never afford. Your parents could not afford. Depends on the situation. But now that when you are grown up, you can get that bike. And it's okay. It's not that it's just okay. Sometimes it's needed. It's needed from you to get that thing for your inner child. You know, like people say when you get in certain age, I don't even know what age that is. It's like you're not little anymore, you cannot do that or have that. Why? It's like grown-up people do not watch cartoons. Why? It doesn't make any sense. They are just talking with one side of the coin of the reality on their mind. They are excluding something because it's on the other side. But that does not mean you need to exclude that thing. You incorporate that thing somehow. Again, it doesn't have to be the same thing. Maybe you did not have the bicycle and now you're not gonna buy a bicycle, you're gonna buy a motorcycle. But you're gonna afford that to your inner child. Then again, a child can be the word want something that's not good for them. You should not please yourself like a parent that does not have boundaries for every little thing. You say no to yourself to some things that you know that are not good. But it's like when you take this and you take this, the opposing thing, and you basically, you don't in a way you merge them, but they exist still, both of them exist, but then they make a full picture. It's like here, all of the cups are at the down part of the picture. Almost all of the cups here are in the upper part of the picture. So we have full here and here. But when you do like this and see that as a whole, you have those cups all around. It's like when you're full of love, if you keep that love just to yourself and do not give love in any form to another human living being, you're not spreading the love, you're containing it. So you need to give and receive, give and receive. Then again here, you see all of the runes getting into the cup. And here, the runes are at the roots. And when we put it like this, then again we have the complete picture. We have one and the same thing above and below. When you're emotionally fulfilled and work on your passion and on your power too, that's the balance. When you have both of those things. And I mean, every element has its extreme. You have a fire that is totally extinguished, and when it's too much, it's a hazard. It's a fire burning everything around. The nature, the people, it can destroy. But when it's not too little and not too much, it's the fire that can keep you warm, that can cook meals. It's a balanced fire that serves you. And at the same time, you serve the fire because you need to invest your energy to make the fire going and keep it at an optimal frequency, energy, so you can make your meal and you do not burn it. The equilibrium is needed. Again. So, in one moment, while I was studying the cards, one of the messages that I got is a possibility for some of you to get something that you wanted as a child but never had it. And then again, there are things that you can give to yourself and the things that other people can give you. And the things that you can give to other people. So when you look, the best way for things to work is when they are balanced. You have a little bit of this, a little bit of this, you mix it up, and then you make something beautiful. Of course, I am not saying that in some situations, some points of life, you do not need to go to an extreme. Some situations just call for an extreme. but it's not everyday life. Those are not the examples, but once in a while. The balance of all the energies is needed for whole life, everyday life. So when you look back, you can say, I had it all. I think it is perfectly normal and okay to have that desire to have it all. It's not too much, it's not selfish, it's not spiritual. As human beings, we have desires. And it's perfectly normal for one human being to want to experience all the things in life and all the good things. Of course, with the things comes the responsibility. If you want a career, you need to work for it. If you want a family, you need to work for it. Whatever you want, you need to invest your energy, your time, yourself. If you want to be healthy, you need to eat all right. Then maybe you have some boundaries because of your situation, money, or anything. There is a bunch of things that can happen to us that we do not, at some point, we cannot do something as we would like or perfectly. But when you work with from a good intention, if you jog, run every day, when you get home, you will be sweaty, smelly, and dirty, right? You will need to take a shower, but that shower is not a punishment. You will not say, oh, I need to do that thing because I had my run. I don't want to do that thing. Because when you do both of those things is when, well, I think basically you do the thing perfectly. Getting to the cards again. The second message that I remember was about a fresh new emotional beginning, which will be like the seed for your passion to manifest at its fullest. Basically, from something that you lost or did not get in the past, you are getting that thing right now. Maybe it's not in the same form, in the same way, in the same person you wanted in the past. but the energy will be there. You just need to be open to receive the energy and not the whole exactly the same picture that you had in the past. I remember just now something that I read about like two days ago. It was talking about when you're looking for a partner, you take a piece of paper and you write their how they are. Like they are kind, they are loyal, they are funny, they are cuddly. You write that list. And then one woman said, I wrote the list, but I forgot to put down that it's supposed to be a human. So I got a dog with all of those traits. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. You got the energy. She got the energy. The packaging was not the same. But the energy is still there. And maybe that person got a dog now because when they were little, they could not have a dog and they wished for it. But then when you get the dog, you need to invest energy, time, and money. So you would both prosper from it. So it would be sustainable. Because basically, every energy that you wish in your life, in any form, it can be a person or a thing, you need to invest in yourself, you need to invest in that, and you get investment from their side. Hope I was clear enough. So, it seems to me, because of a couple of past days and a bunch of synchronicities that happened, coffee pause, that keeping that balance and keeping the energy flowing and experiencing the good and the bad and being good and being bad and all of those stuff and questions is something very important for us to do in this period. It seems like it's a spiritual lesson for us humans that we are working on now. So, if you have a situation that you want two things for yourself in your life that are opposite, that seem opposite, please do not be discouraged. Do not put one thing down. You can find a way how to balance those two things. and how to have them both. Maybe not in the same day, maybe in a week or a month, because for a bunch of things you cannot be at two places at the same time, doing two things at the same time and commit to them fully. But it is possible, it is doable. So, think about what you want. Think about your desires as an adult, your desires as a child. Think about not giving up on something, but invest in your energy in how two things can coexist at the same time. Because they can. That is how the world, the universe works. We are on Earth. The duality is one of the main laws. So it can be done and it will be done. It's gonna be hard and it's gonna be satisfactory. Okay. I ran out of words and breath. So, I wanted to say this video is gonna be a complete shit show or a complete triumph. But that would be wrong, right? That's what I've been talking about all this time. There are gonna be people that are gonna get this and that are not gonna get this. It's a message for some. It's not a message for all, not at this exact time. So, my hope is that whoever needs to hear this, it will get to them. And just tend to your heart, people. Tend to your heart. Think and chillax at the same time. Work, but do not overwork. Give yourself these little golden nuggets of your life that make this cup of life so beautiful. So, that's it for today. Thank you very much for being here. Hope the message helps. Bye.